All right, so you feel me? It took me a minute to understand like going to parties ain't really, you know, that shit really wasn't cutting it for me, bro. Cause let me turn my light on. That shit really wasn't cutting it for me, bro. I was going, and it was the same people, same environment, same music, same everything. And you realize like sometimes you just be in a party and you'll have like an out of body experience, and you'll realize that like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like that ever happen to y'all? And like you just look around and you wonder like are you wasting time? Are you supposed to be here? Like what you even celebrating? You feel me? And I stopped going because I had one of those moments. And I go from time to time now, but like it's usually like if I'm filming or if like a friend has an event or something that sometimes I don't even really go to those, and that's sad to say, but from time to time I can't tell you the my one of my homies throws one of the biggest parties in South Florida, so I go to those. But one time I had an out of body experience when I was at a party, and you kind of just look at yourself and look at everybody else and just kind of ask yourself like, okay, well, what is it that I'm doing here? Like, what am I really doing in this moment? Am I even having fun? And it's like once you get to that point, like that's when you should be like, you know what, nah, cause like you'll realize like it's the same people. Like, bro, like I think one time I was driving to Miami and I had saw like it was a couple clubs. I think it was like Space and 90 Degrees and a whole bunch of clubs. Like I don't even remember the clubs. If I remember, I'll say later, but whatever. And I'm passing, and like it was like, let's say it was the beginning of the month. So I'm passing the club, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that shit lit, boom, boom. Had to go back to Miami like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, whenever it happened, and it was the same people in the same lines, in the same clothes, same dresses, same women, same everything, and that made me realize that I don't want to be one of those people. Again, there's nothing wrong with going to parties, but you gotta know when to go. Like, people gonna party all day, every day, especially down here in Miami and Broward. People gonna party every day. Anytime they get a chance, they gonna party because a lot of people running away from certain things. But I also realized that, yeah, man, like it's the same people every week. And it's just like at that point, I think you can be addicted to anything. So you can be addicted to drugs, you can be addicted to sex, you can be addicted to like a lifestyle, you can be addicted to anything. You could be addicted to partying, in my opinion, bro. You can be addicted to that. And I stopped going because you know you see, you you see things from a different angle, and that's not healthy, man. Like I realized that like the same people gonna be at the club regardless of whenever I go. So when I'm ready to go, when I make 10 bands, 20 bands, 30 bands, 40 bands, 50 bands, and I'm ready to celebrate, shit, then that's when I'm gonna go. And I don't know. I just felt like I can't say it was like a toxic environment because you can't say everybody's gonna have everybody was gonna have a toxic environment, but you just come to a point where I guess when you partying too much, which was probably how I was. This was like 2, 3 years ago or maybe even 4 when I made this decision. But you partying too much, and that shit does not. That shit is not what it's cut out to be, bro. Like that shit is not what it's cut out to be. What people try to make it like you spend unnecessary money. I see people spend unnecessary money. I never really got into that, but I've seen people spend unnecessary money on bottles. Can you believe that bottles is $30 on the shelf and 300 to a band in the club? I need to get in the bottle selling industry or the club industry because that's money. the alcohol industry. But nah, I guess I just got my priorities straight on like what it is I actually wanted to do, and like partying got X'd out because you're trying to progress in life and you're trying to like accomplish things that you set out, because we all get a set amount of time, and like it's just like partying is just like friends. Like sometimes you got to get rid of some people. Sometimes you got to add people that you never thought you would have to add. But partying is just like friends. You got to get rid of people sometimes to like make room. You feel me? In your life, and within yourself, and like make room with your energy and your space, so you can grow. And I had to get rid of that shit. Like man, like I didn't even have a bad experience. It was just I was just in that. I was just in partying. I'm sorry if I'm cursing or if I have cursed, but I was just in the party one day, and I just realized, like, bro, this is the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I know it's pretty extra, but that's what it was, man. It was just the same thing over and over again. And that really wasn't cool to me because it feels like deja vu, but not like a good deja vu when you're like, man, like, did that happen before? It's just like deja vu, like, yo, I'm stuck in like a void. I'm stuck in like a cycle of just nothingness. And I don't recommend that nothingness to anybody because there's so much. So like you could channel your energy into so much other things and party. Like it's like stop going to parties, man. Like do something else with your time and your energy. Like go out with your friends. I mean, obviously you go out with your friends and you go to parties, but like y'all go do something else. Go laser tagging or paintballing or have a game night or a movie night or something. Like I play Fortnite before I go out partying now. I don't know, man. I just feel like, you know, there's a lot more things that's better than partying. Like, how do y'all feel? Like, what do you do instead? You could read. My girl reads instead of going to party. I mean, she parties. Of course, she's at NYC. She moved to NYC. She's coming back soon, but she reads sometimes, and that's pretty boring to some people. But like we all trying to do what we want to do and get to where we want to get. Sometimes people got to become like financially literate and all kind of things. But that's just getting off topic. But yeah, man, just like I said, it wasn't even anything negative. I just was in a party one day and it was just like, man, this is not for me. This is not for a person that is trying to accomplish great things in their life to be doing on such a consistent basis. It actually gets pretty boring. It's like anything, when you do something over and over, you eat something over and over, it loses its flavor or it loses its appeal or whatever. And I don't know, it just wasn't for me anymore.